There's a particular kind of discomfort that doesn't come from failure, but from waiting. You've done the work, you've shown up, you've taken responsibility, and yet nothing seems to be responding. That moment can feel like powerlessness, not because you're incapable, but because your voice or actions haven't found traction yet. Today I want to talk about powerlessness, not as a personal flaw, but as a transitional state where self-direction is forming before support catches up. Powerlessness doesn't usually announce itself as despair. It's quieter than that. Doing the right thing with no immediate return. Feeling oddly muted even when you know what you want to say. Second-guessing timing rather than ability. Conserving energy because the system feels unresponsive. Powerlessness isn't the absence of enterprise, it's the absence of echo. When effort isn't reflected back, the nervous system often responds by going quiet, not because you have nothing to say, but because it's waiting for safety to speak fully. This isn't collapse, it's a holding pattern. Let's slow this down for a moment because this is where people often misdiagnose themselves. Most people don't feel powerless because they lack ability. They feel powerless because effort and outcome have become disconnected. So let me ask you a few questions. Where are you already taking responsibility without immediate feedback or reward? What are you continuing to do because it matters to you, not because anyone is watching? If external validation disappeared for a while, what would you still quietly maintain? What skills are you using daily that you're discounting because they haven't turned into leverage yet? Resourcefulness doesn't appear when life feels secure. It appears when support thins, but self-trust remains. Enterprise isn't bravado, it's staying in motion when traction temporarily drops. And ingenuity isn't cleverness, it's adaptation without abandoning yourself. This lands exactly where you are. There's a moment when you leave the main road, the one with signs, services and reassurance, and you take a quieter route. The road isn't dangerous, it's just less populated. Nothing is wrong except there's no one there to tell you you're doing it right. And that's where insecurity creeps in, not because you're incapable, but because support has thinned faster than self-belief can stabilise. And if you notice yourself placing enormous importance on outcomes right now, money, timing, validation, you might gently wonder what happens when you reduce importance and attention returns to the next small, resourceful step. Not forcing or collapsing, but adjusting. Because resourcefulness doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself quietly after pressure drops. You don't need to decide anything today. Just notice what you're already directing, even when no one's applauding. And as you listen now, you might allow the idea that this phase isn't asking you to push or to disappear. It may simply be asking you to stay present while your system recalibrates its sense of timing. Instead of more effort, have more trust in what's already moving. Because power doesn't always arrive as momentum. Sometimes it arrives as steadiness, as refusal to abandon your direction, even when the road is deserted. And somewhere inside, a voice remains intact, waiting, not for permission, but for the moment it can be used fully. This is a transition, and you are still directing your life.